tell you about a study that we published a few months ago that offers some initial evidence that we may have an approach that could help a tremendous number of people. And I'm now going to describe how we started this study, what we did to do it, and what we found, and how we might interpret the results. How many of you are familiar with curcumin? Just raise your hand. Okay. How many of you can't remember if you're familiar because you haven't exercised enough? Okay. Well, that's okay, because at the break we can move around and exercise a bit more. As many of you know, curcumin is a spice, and it's in turmeric. It's from India, and it gives curry its yellow color, and it's been used for thousands of years as a food flavoring and preservative, and also as an herbal remedy for a number of medical conditions, ranging from arthritis to cancer and cardiac issues. In this particular study, we wanted to examine the effects of a bioavailable form of curcumin on memory in non-demented people, and we also wanted to explore whether the curcumin had an effect on the amyloid plaques and tau tangles in the brain. So we performed PET scans at baseline and also after 18 months. If you look at the evidence supporting the use of curcumin for these kinds of conditions, we know that in India, where they eat lots of curried foods, there is a lower rate of Alzheimer's dementia in people in their 70s. Another study that was done in Singapore in 1,000 older adults found that people who consume curry more often perform better on memory tests. And even more compelling, in the laboratory, curcumin has this anti-inflammatory effect I've been talking about. It also has an antioxidant effect, which is important because as the brain ages, it undergoes oxidative stress, which causes wear and tear on our neurons. And it has an anti-amyloid and possibly an anti-tau effect. Other researchers had been looking at curcumin in dementia, and their studies had been negative when we started this study. One of the problems is that they were using forms of curcumin that were not bioavailable. A lot of these different products on the market, people take them and it really never gets into their bloodstream or into the brain. Also, a lot of these studies were very brief in duration, so it's possible that taking curcumin over a longer period of time has a better effect. They didn't necessarily use the best measures. They didn't look at brain biomarkers. And I think a big mistake was studying people who were too advanced, who already had dementia. And we were interested in trying to overcome some of the methodological problems of these previous studies.